Yep. You already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. And you already see it, man. You already see it. A friend of mine told me she don't gotta say nothing. I don't gotta say nothing. Just look at my face before I say a word and we know if we won or lost, you know what I'm saying? So you already see, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful win, man. Beautiful win tonight. You know what I mean? This team, man, they cease to amaze me. I mean, just the last game, it was one of the ugliest games that I've seen. Lost by 40 plus, Then we had a road trip, go to Minnesota, playing a potential play-in team in the West. And we looked like how we looked against the Dallas Mavericks on Friday night. You know what I mean? Beautiful ball movement, confidence through the roof. Team looked like they were ready to play. Maybe Sunday was just too early. I mean, 1 o'clock on a Sunday, that is tough, man. That's tough for me. And I ain't even balling, you know what I mean? That's tough. So, baby, I might have to chalk that loss. Nah, the Celtics are really good. I'm not going front. I seen them do us dirty early in the season, so it wasn't a fluke. But to see us come back from a tough loss like that and play the way we played tonight, you got to give kudos to the whole team, man. Starting with the coach. Coach Unseld did some things tonight that us as fans have been asking for, wondering about. We're going to get into that, you know what I'm saying? Cut the rotation down. Only 8 players played tonight, and everybody played well. I think this was the first game, it might not be, but this is the first game that I can remember looking at the box score, and everybody had a positive plus minus. Everybody had a plus on a plus minus look. Every single player that played tonight had a plus, and everybody made an impact. Only one player didn't score in double figures tonight, but I had to put him on the ticker because he still played a good game. You know what I mean? Sadaransky, the only player tonight that didn't score in double figures, but it really didn't matter because he still set the tone, still got assists, still scored points, still gave us a little bit of everything that we like from the point guard position. Overall, this was an excellent win against an up-and-coming team that has some potentially top 10, top 15 players on their squad. You know what I mean? We didn't have a top 10, I think Porzingis has the potential to be at least a top 15 player if he's on his A game, because he scores. I mean, let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. I don't want to just give that out yet, man. Let's talk about the things I dislike. You know what I'm saying? Because there were a few things I disliked tonight, man. And off jump, man. I felt the Timberwolves moved the ball well early in the game and throughout the game, but then they had some scoring drops in the second half, and we just capitalized the way we needed to. But I felt, especially in the beginning of the game, they were moving the ball well. Karl Anthony Towns, he's really a really good player, man. I mean, he was really balling, but he did a lot of his damage early in the game. Well, a lot of the damage that made me feel that they had a chance to win the game early in the game. He was very, very effective in the paint. He had a very strong first half, a really strong first quarter, but he ended the first half with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a good stat line. He ended the game with, what did he end the game with? Towns, 26 points, 10 rebounds. So we shut him down in a sense. Only had 11 points in the second half. Now, I mean, he didn't shoot the three-point ball well. 2 for 8 from the three-point line, only 25%. And only 10 for 24 from the field tonight after starting the game well. So just for us to clamp down, make the right adjustments to neutralize Karl Anthony Towns. Because once you neutralize him, although they have good players, D'Lo, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, that's a really good trio. But if you shut Cat down, you shut him down, the chances of you beating the Timberwolves go up dramatically. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel happened in the second half. He wasn't nearly as effective. He kind of disappeared at times, and we just kept going up and up and up. You know what I mean? So very good game. Speaking of Anthony Edwards, man, he had a nice game too, man. Really a rim rocker, goes straight to the rim. Definitely going to be a impact player in this league. He had a nice game tonight. What did he do? 18 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. A couple turnovers, you know what I mean? So he played a good game. You know what I mean? He played an all right game. But again, we neutralized him. Again, neutralizing Cat neutralizes the rest of the team. You know what I mean? I thought Russell played well tonight as well. You know what I'm saying? He ended the game. He had 15 points and 6 assists at the end of the first half. He ended the game with 17 points, 11 assists. You know what I mean? So we only scored 2 points in the second half. Again, man, adjustments being made in the second half, plus an attention to detail by the players. You combine all that, and you just get the type of game that we got tonight. You know what I mean? So we definitely shut their big 3 down, and we definitely got the win. You know what I mean? They did go on a 7-0 run in the first quarter, which concerned me. But again, we got it together as the game went along. You know what I mean? I felt we gave up a little too many free throws tonight. Did it get even towards the end of the game? 14. They ended up with 25 free throw attempts, made 18 of them. We had only 14 and made 7. We struggled from the free throw line tonight. So they dominated us on the free throw line, free throw attempts, you know what I mean? But it wasn't enough for them. It wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying? I felt overall like Porzingis' game overall, you know what I mean? But I felt early in the game, he does this from time to time, but I believe early in the game, he was taking a little bit too many threes, missing threes. But once he started to get his groove, getting the post, start scoring easy baskets, getting to the line, hitting his mid-range, then the second half, he turned into a sniper from the three-point line. I just feel like he needs to, warm up in the post and at the free throw line, and then gradually get to the three-point line towards the second half. And that's where he shoots his most effective, when he's most effective from the three-point line. You know what I mean? Again, starting in the post, hitting free throws, drawing fouls, getting physical, getting used to the basket, and then by the second half, he just starts to hit the three. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that, but I didn't like him just settling for the three earlier in the game. You know what I'm saying? Beasley for the Timberwolves had a good game, hitting threes in the first half. He was 4 for 7 from the three-point line in the first half, but I don't recall him doing much in the second. I mean, he ended up with 14 points, 4 for 8 from the three-point line. You know what I mean? So, he played. He gave him a little bit, but he wasn't enough either. Again, we shut down their big three. The rest of the dominoes fell. You know what I mean? Once you shut them down, the rest of the players, they can score a little. Their role players can score a little, 14, 15. But it's not going to be enough if we're on our A game like we were tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then the Wolves went on a 7-0 run in the third quarter to briefly cut the lead down to single digits before we really took control of the game. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, that's really all I disliked tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do enough to get the win. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look like the much better team. And again, we don't even have all our players. You know what I'm saying? So for us to come in and dominate the way we did was a beautiful thing to see, man. So let's just start with the things that I like, man. And off jump, speaking of ball movement, all game was crisp. All ball movement was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we needed to do to get great shots tonight, man. I mean, we got great shots all night. You know what I mean? All night. You know what I mean? Hitting threes, man. 6 for 10. 6 of our first 10. We made 6 of our first 10 three-point attempts. We had 12 three-pointers by the end of the third quarter. We ended the game with 13 three-pointers made. You know what I mean? 43% from the three-point line. 13 for 30. So we were hitting our threes at a great clip. I mean, our offense looked great tonight. You know what I'm saying? Rui was hitting threes, getting to the basket, 12 points in the first half. Ended the game with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. You know what I mean? Beautiful game tonight from Rui. Sadaransky, again, the only player that didn't score in double figures tonight, but he still had an impact, getting to the basket, pushing the pace, hitting his J. You know what I'm saying? He ended the game. I mean, he ended the game with 8 points, 7 assists. You know what I'm saying? A couple rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, just giving us great minutes. Ever since he was inserted in the starting lineup, we've been playing much, much, much better basketball, and I can't emphasize it enough. He needs to be back with us next season, whether he's backing up a new point guard that we get, or he just ends up being the starter and continuing his development and his growth. One way or the other, I won't be upset either way. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like what I saw from Saturday night. Our bench tonight was extremely dominant, and again, we only played 3 players off the bench, man. Gafford, Denny, and Ish Smith. And they all played excellent games tonight. I mean, excellent games, man. I mean, Denny just doing what he's doing. Great ball handler from the 3 position. Getting teammates involved, playing defense, beginning to hit that 3-point shot much more consistently and with much more confidence. Ended the game with 17, a great full stat line. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists with 2 blocks. And he had a crazy block on Karl Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter that led to the transition basket by Gafford. Man, I mean, that sequence was just beautiful. Just seeing Denny just, playing more aggressive. You know what I mean? Definitely like seeing that. Ish Smith, man, he had one of his best games ever. I believe he had a career high in assists. He had 14 assists tonight. 11 points and 8 rebounds. Almost had a triple-double off the bench. You know what I mean? A triple-double off the bench. And it's making me be like, man, maybe, again, one of the things we keep saying we need is another point guard. But these point guards, I'm not saying they're the best point guards in the world. And Ish Smith still is he's definitely a deficiency on the defensive end. There's no doubt about it. He's still too small. But the way he plays, the additions of Ish Smith and Sadaransky, these are 2 point guards that we did not have at the beginning of the season. And they're the point guards that's getting all of the minutes towards the end of the season. You know what I mean? And we're playing much better. So our front office misfired with the point guard position at the beginning of the season with Dinwiddie, Neto, and Holiday. You know what I mean? That was our point guard rotation at the beginning of the season. Now our point guard rotation is Sadaransky and Ish Smith. You know what I mean? And our team looks so much better. Imagine if we had those 2 with Bill playing, you know what I mean, Kuzma playing, we would have a much better record than we do now. You know what I mean? And we started the season 10-3. Never forget that. So I just feel like we would have been even more consistent if we had the right point guards. And right now we have some good point guards. We need, if we're going to get an upgrade or a new point guard, they got to be able to push the pace the way that Ish Smith and Sadaransky is pushing the pace. But Ish Smith, man, almost a triple-double tonight. Great game. And his lobs to Gafford, which we're about to talk about now, just makes Gafford even more effective. Gafford, he had to have had a career game tonight. I mean, he scored 24, 12 off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Off the bench. 24 points, 12 rebounds, and had 3 assists off the bench, yo. I mean, this was Gafford's, man, I've never seen him look so dominant. I mean, I've seen stretches of him looking dominant, but throughout the second half, you know what I mean? Unseld let Gafford close the game out because of how well he was playing, and he didn't disappoint, man. So I definitely just love what our bench did. Only 3 men off the bench, but they all played significant, vital minutes for us tonight, man. So I definitely like what I saw in regards to that. Our team assist was beautiful tonight, man. 12 assists off of our first 12 assists off of 13 field goals in the first quarter. 11 assists off of 13 field goals in the third quarter. And we ended the game as a team with 38 assists, man. I mean, ball movement. 38 assists on how many shots made? We made 56 shots tonight. You know what I mean? 56 shots attempted. 56 shots made. 101 shots attempted. Oh my God, that's unbelievable, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, our assist game, 38 assists off of 56 field goals made. I mean, you can't ask for much better. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that. Man, tonight, man, Unseld made an adjustment that I suggested. I won't say in jest, but I didn't think it would happen. But one of the things that I was concerned about with Porzingis starting at the center was the fact that he wasn't a dominant, imposing center. You know what I mean? He has very good size, and he can rebound and cause issues for other teams trying to score at the paint just with the size alone. You know what I'm saying? But when you're playing a quality center like Karl Anthony Towns, I felt that Porzingis sometimes have problems with great centers. You know what I'm saying? But what I was suggesting to help us on the boards and as well as be more stout in the front court was having Porzingis play the 4 and Gafford play the 5. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking that it was going to happen. You know what I mean? But I was hoping that it would happen. And what do you know? Tonight it happened, and the combination was so effective. It was so effective tonight. It was everything that I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? I loved how Unseld staggered the minutes. Like Porzingis start, and then Gafford comes in, and they play together for a while. And then you put Porzingis on the bench and let Gafford close out and put Rui back in at the 4. You know what I mean? Like the rotation, the way they staggered the minutes and then played them together at the same time was very, very good, man. And we benefited greatly from that. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of Porzingis, man, he had a great game. He started to get hot in the second quarter. He only scored 2 points in the first quarter. And if you look at the game, it looked like Karl Anthony Towns was going to have a bigger game than Porzingis if you let the first quarter tell it. But as the game went on, the second quarter, when Porzingis started to score in the paint, start scoring in the post, drawing fouls, getting more comfortable, seeing the ball go in, that was just the start of him beginning to dominate the game. And then in the third quarter, in this first half, he ended the first half with 15 points and 7 rebounds. You know what I mean? So again, he only scored 2 points in the first quarter. So that means he scored 13 in the second. You know what I'm saying? But in the third quarter, he went on fire. I mean, he was hitting those threes like a sniper. You know what I mean? Back-to-back threes, scoring in the post, drawing fouls. Ended the game with the game high 25 points. And if it wasn't for the way Gafford played tonight, because it felt like Gafford was the leading scorer, especially the way he closed out the game in the fourth quarter. But to see that Porzingis still was the leading scorer with 25 points, I'm telling you, that guy could put up 20-plus points effortlessly. I mean, it was a smooth, quiet 25 that he put up tonight. Almost had a double-double. The addition of Porzingis has made our team, the potential of our team, so much better. You know what I'm saying? He played very well tonight, man. Played very well tonight. You know what I mean? We ended the first half with 58% shooting from the floor. We ended the game, I just said it, 55%? 55.4% from the field all game, 50+% all game. You know what I'm saying? The Timberwolves, for a lot of the game, they were over 50%. But when we needed to shut them down, they ended the game shooting 45% from the field. So less than 50%. So that just shows that we clamped down on defense, and with the blocks, with the way Denny was playing defense, the way Gafford was intimidating in the paint, the on-ball defense of, of the point guards, KCP. I mean, everything just flowing, especially in the second half, fourth quarter. We blew it open in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? We blew it open in the fourth quarter. We dominated the points in the paint. We had 38 points in the paint in the first half. And throughout the game, we dominated the points in the paint. We went crazy in the fourth quarter, though. The fourth quarter was some of the most impressive basketball that I've seen the Wizards play all season, man. Just confident, swagger showing, doing it all. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful game tonight, man. And it just, just gives us, confidence moving into the offseason. And I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. I kind of felt that we're going to keep Kuzma, and I still do. In my heart, I still feel like, because Kuzma, he's not going to play for the rest of the season. They're saying he's hurt, but he's not playing for the rest of the season. This is an audition for the young guys to see the direction that we need to move in. And they're playing so well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if we're going to keep Kuzma. I don't know if we're going to keep KCP. But I don't want to trade Kuzma for a point guard because, again, just bringing Satoransky in, I really like the makeup of this team as is. We, bring a couple of pieces in, swap out Neto and Thomas Bryant for some pieces that could, be effective for us. But the rest of the roster, though, I really like another year under their belt with a training camp, starting with Satoransky and Ish Smith in training camp, starting at the beginning of the season, bringing Beal back, Kuzma, Porzingis, you know what I mean? And then our bench, Rui, Denny, Kispert, Ish, Gafford. I mean, there's so many combinations. I mean, just seeing Porzingis and Gafford playing on the floor tonight was another wrinkle that we could bring to the table when we're playing a more imposing front court. You know what I'm saying? And then if we need to go small, we could get Porzingis at the 5, Rui at the 4, or Kuzma at the 4. You know what I mean? We could go kind of big on the wing with Kuzma at the 4 and Rui at the 3, or vice versa. You know what I mean? KCP at the 2. Then even sometimes have Beal play the 1 in spot minutes. I mean, there's so much potential with this roster if we keep it as is. And there's still trade pieces if we decide that Kuzma played well, but we could maybe upgrade the roster. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. There's so many options, and that's so intriguing going into the offseason. But, man, I really like what I saw tonight. I'm liking the direction of this team. I'm liking Coach Unseld getting his imprint on the team and beginning to see the fruits of his labor. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of, a lot of us, myself included, at times started to question Unseld and wonder if he's the right guy for the job. But we got to remember, this was his rookie season, first season as a head coach in the NBA, and I do feel that the front office called some of the shots, and he was being a good company man. You know what I mean? But right now, I feel like he has his imprint in the team. What he likes is, 9, maybe 10 at the most rotation. Really 9, 8, 9 is really what he likes. You know what I mean? So for him to play that 8-man rotation, get good minutes from everybody, mixing up the combinations in regards to the lineup. There's a lot to like, a lot to look forward to as a Wizards fan, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get too hyped. Don't want to get too high. You know what I'm saying? But we beat teams that have playoff aspirations. You know what I mean? We did lose bad too, so it does keep in mind that we may have work to do. But overall, I'm very, very happy with what I saw with this team tonight. You know what I mean? So, man, that's really all I got for y'all tonight, man. And a great win. You know what I'm saying? If you like what y'all saw, man, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at the Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on NBA 2K22 on the Xbox Series X and S. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, great night, great win. You know what I mean? We got a back-to-back Atlanta tomorrow, you know what I mean? So we're definitely looking forward to that game as well. Another playoff team trying to jockey for position. So it's really a good test to see what we're doing. If you know what I mean, just continuing the momentum, you know what I mean? So anyway, man, until tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Have a great night. Take care. Peace.